Live with Ches, we up next. Live with Ches, sports prevent. Live with Ches, live up next. Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Live with Ches. I'm your humble host, Cameron Chester, and let's get right into it. NFL news. Eric Bieniemy, former Washington Commanders and Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator, has joined the UCLA football team and will be their new assistant head coach and offensive coordinator. I think this is a great hire. Deshaun Foster, great job. Add some Super Bowl champion experience and discipline to an organization that hasn't seen a winning record in football for some time now. Yes, last season wasn't great for Eric, but he had Sam Howell, who was very inconsistent even though he had good weapons, and he also had a shaky O-line. Sam Howell was also the most sacked QB last season. The Bengals placed a franchise tag on T. Higgins worth $21.8 million fully guaranteed. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bengals can afford T and also Jamar Chase with Burrow's big contract. The New Orleans Saints hired former Raiders general manager Dave Ziegler to be their NFL draft advisor. From what I've researched and heard from Raiders fans is that Dave Ziegler was good at his job, but Josh McDaniels screwed him and didn't even see eye to eye with him, and the Saints need more help and assistance with their drafting. Yes, 2017 draft was amazing for the Saints, but since then, GM Mickey Loomis has been hitting or big missing in the drafts recently, wasting first-round picks on edge rushers that don't pan out and wasting picks on players that the organization barely develops and moves out of position also. And I'm a Saints fan, so I'm glad to see Mickey will have assistance this upcoming draft because it just hasn't been looking good and it's very little hits and a lot of misses. Speaking of the draft, starting this episode, I will start a segment called Draft Needs. The 2024 draft is coming up, and I will break down each NFL division and tell you which position I think each team in these respective divisions need the most or could be useful. So let's get started. In the AFC North, this is a cold, hard-nosed, run-heavy, tough division. We all know. So what do the Bengals need? The Bengals need an offensive tackle, defensive tackle, tight end, cornerback, maybe even a wide receiver later in the rounds, just in case things don't go great with T. Higgins after next season. Offensive tackle is a big need. Joe Burrow has no time, keeps getting hit like crazy, and he needs protection, especially in this tough division where you have Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. Joe Burrow already has 148 sacks against him. He's been sacked 148 times. Throughout his career. That's crazy. He got injured in week 11 last season, and this is his second season ending injury. Get this man some help, Bengals. Please. O-line help. He needs it. Or you're going to have another Andrew Luck situation in the NFL. Ravens. It was your year to take it this year, Ravens. It was your year, but you came up short against the champs, granted. I think the Ravens have two positions that they need the most, defensive tackle or wide receiver. Justin Madubuike is your only true anchor in the trenches, and he needs help. But the Ravens have mediocre receivers, except for Zay Flowers, who is carrying the receiver core. They resigned Al Galore, but he's inconsistent. Rashad Bateman is a bust. Odell isn't the same. You can't keep throwing to only one receiver and two tight ends. You need another deep threat. The Steelers need another cornerback on the other side from Joey Porter Jr., who we saw can ball. Offensive tackle is another major need, but the interior defense, the trenches, may need to be looked at cautiously for Pittsburgh. Cameron Hayward isn't young. Steelers were 19th in rushing defense, 20th for hurries, and 12th in sacks, but we know that most of those sacks were TJ Watt. Steelers may need a quarterback. Russell Wilson rumors are circling around them, but they could also look at Bo Nix or Michael Penix later in the rounds. Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns will have a tricky offseason. They may lose a lot of defensive assets during the free agency. Zadarius Smith or Jordan Elliott could be leaving. The Browns need a defensive tackle, linebacker, or offensive tackle, in my opinion. Browns ranked first in total defense, but also last in red zone defense. The need to protect the middle is heavy for them, and they need to keep dominating against the run because that's valuable for them, super valuable. especially in this division, where a lot of the offenses are run heavy. Offensive tackle wouldn't hurt. Jake Conklin and Jarek Willis both sustained injuries, and they could make, like, these injuries could make the Browns think twice, or maybe think they need offensive tackle in the first round. Could just be, especially when Deshaun Watson got hurt. And that's gonna be all, folks. Thanks for listening. Subscribe, comment, and like. Let me know what y'all think. It's been Live with Ches.
Live with Ches, we're the best. Live with Ches, live up next.